Starting lineup here, we'll have Rig Harris back at net, Thomas McKevich at right wing, Jack Myers at center, Luke Wolf and Jay Salbert back at D, and then Holden Gentner at left wing. Kept in at the blue line by Wolf, and dumped deep into the corner for Myers. Cabbage comes up with it. There's a turnover there. Bomer's got it behind the net. And sends it around to Wolf. And up to Wilkevich. Got Bomer and Hubbard in at D right now. Signs, Wilkevich, and Russo up front. And cleared out of the slot there from Hubbard up to Wilkevich, up to Russo. Back to Bomer at the blue line. Shot, makes it through, and goalie covers. We'll bring in Wolf and Albert back at D. Still got Russo, Signs, and Luke's up front. I probably should start the clock at some point, eh? Wolf sends it over to Albert. We got Gentner, Cohn, Sarovi up front. Kept in at the blue line by Sarovi. And dumps it into the corner. Bomer and Hubbard in at D, Gentner, Sarovi still, and then Luchansky up front. Gentner will dump it and go for a change. Puck comes back to Bomer, shot. Went wide. Myers has it and sends it deep. Bomer's got it. Gets it up to Myers. Myers gets it deep, and we'll go for a change at D and forwards to Albert, and Wolf comes in at D. We've got Signs, Lukes, and Clausen up front, it looks like. Bomer and Hubbard in at D. Luke's Wokevich signs up front. Bomer goes behind the net, passes over to Hubbard. And bounces up the signs.
It's like if we play the same twice in a row. Whoever loses the first game, they
Icing, they say it got tipped by someone. Oh, that's it. Signs gets tripped, and we'll go on the power play here. All right, we'll have Wolf and Hubbard back at D. Russo, Gentner, and Cones up front. Russo's got it. Goes back to Hubbard. Dumps it back in. Russo's got it. Dumps it into the corner.
go.
And Wolf is back on it. And we'll have time to regroup here. All right, Gentner's gonna bring it in. We'll have Bomer and Albert come in at D. Symes has it over to Luke's, get into the zone. Shot gets blocked. We get Myers come in. Albert to Bomer, Bomer to Luke's, and Luke's dumps it in. Bomer chips it up and out of the zone. Dumped in by Luke's, and we'll go for a change. We've got Wolf and Hubbard at D. And breakaway here. Nice save there from Rigg. Chansey comes up with it. Offsides. Collision at the blue line, everybody's okay. All right, we'll bring Wolf on. We'll have Hubbard and Bomer in at D, Luchansky, Gentner, Sorovi up front. Bomer comes up with that, gets it up the boards. And offsides. We've got Cones, Wokevich, Signs up front, Wolf and Albert back at D. Back to the blue line to Albert, keeps it into Wokevich, takes a shot, and goalie stops it. Looks like same lines again. sides. All right, we'll have Bomer and Hubbard in a D, Lukes, Myers, Russo up front. Bomer's got it behind the net, flings it up the boards, and comes out of the zone. And that's offsides. All right, we bring in Albert and Wolf at D. We've got Sorovi, Gentner, Signs up front. Sorovi's got it, dumps it. Cleveland still has it, kind of trying to get it out of their zone. Toledo's done a good job keeping it in. Really no good score. Oh, nice pass there from, is that going to go in? Oh man, nice pass there from Signs. Roby had a good shot. Goalie stopped it. It's going to go for icing, it looks like. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard in at D, Myers at center, Clausen and Cones at wing. Offsides.
That should be reversing, not for the ball in there. Yeah, look it up.
Hubbard reverses back to Bomer. Get out with it. Puts it into the zone. Bomer's got it. And he's going to go back to Hubbard. Hubbard's going to skate and dump it. Oh, that goes in. Shot from, I think, Russo. Assist from... Cones? I think that was Cones with the assist. All right, Toledo scores first this game. The 1-0.
What place you guys living on? Why not?
All right, we'll keep, we'll have Lukes, Gentner, and Russo up front.
No, what airline?
That's an icing.
I love how you make a little
Wolf and Albert back in D. Puck's tied up along the boards over here. And comes free to Russo, goes to the center, and quick shot, goalie blocks it. Got Bomer and Wolf in at D right now. And we've got a penalty coming against Toledo. I couldn't see what happened, but we'll go on power or penalty kill. We've got, looks like Wolf going to the box. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard in a D, Signs, and Wilkevich up front. Bomer banks it around the boards and gets it out of the zone. Flipped up the boards, that'll be an icing. Shot from the point, tipped, and does not make it through to the goalie. Shot stop from Hubbard. Hubbard gets it up to Signs. Signs will dump it in. We've got Albert out now with Hubbard. Wilkevich works it along the boards and dumps it in again. Penalties a little bit over, halfway over. We've got Albert with Bomer back at D now. With Russo and Myers up front. And Bomer's got it, blanks it off the glass and out of the zone. Should about do it for the penalty kill here. And Russo picks that off. And he's got Myers to his left. Shot. All right, we've got Hubbard and Albert in a D right now. Myers, Lukes, Sorovi up front. That's offside. All right, Hubbard and Wolf back at D. Luchansky, Gentner, and Sorovi up front. Puck comes out of the zone. Hubbard goes back with it. into the corner. Bomer's got it. He looks. And offsides. All right, 7 seconds left. All right, that's the end of the period. All right, end of the first. Toledo up by 1.
Say the funniest thing.
We were just in the store and she said, I can't get this, my dad's gonna whoop my ass.
All right, start of the second period. We'll have Jack Hubbard, George Bomer back at D up front. We'll have Nixon Moops,
My oldest, the first day.
Roman Signs at center, and Cam Cones at right wing. Hubbard's got it. Goes behind the net to Bomer, sends it up to Cones. And back to Bomer, sends it to Hubbard, to Lukes. Centers it out of the reach of Signs. Signs gets it, sends it to, Lukes wasn't able to get a shot off on it. We got Wolf out with Hubbard right now. Hubbard sends it up to Lukes. He's got Wilkevich to his right. Signs sends it in, and they're going to say too many men. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So she said it, then you evidently said something else. Okay, you're not telling me.
I don't know who they called.
Because I knew Cheyenne.
She wouldn't just say
She's
that.
24 now, and she's still the same way. She looked like she's the real. Right? You're wrong. It does not matter. It doesn't matter.
It didn't look like anybody interfered with the play at all.
She was like that, but she could talk.
Usually they'll call those too many men if like a player coming off the ice plays the puck before the other player gets off.
The one time she told her little friend, she
All right. Nonetheless, we'll be on the penalty kill here. We're gonna have Russo and Myers up front, Albert
Outgrow a
and
little bit.
Right.
Not as severe, but they'll still have their moment.
Wolf back at D. Myers brings it in.
Oh yeah, the girl was crying too, and she went, oh, shut up.
I don't blame you.
I know. And she definitely heard it from somewhere. Probably.
Alright. Shot gets blocked. Looks like Albert blocked that one. He's limping a little bit.
Shoot it, Gary. Bryson.
The puck was tipped, and nice save there from Harris. All right, we'll bring in Gentner and Luce at up front, Hubbard and Bomer at D. Bomer's got it, and that'll be an ice. Go, nice play from Bomer there. And we are back to 5-on-5. Puck is dumped in. We got Gentner with the puck. Wolf steps up on it. We've got Wolf and Hubbard. Actually, Hubbard's getting off, and Albert comes on.
Come on, Devo.
There we go. Hope he clears it out here. That'll go for an icing, but we'll get some fresh legs. Bomer and Hubbard at D. Cherokee signs cones up front. Bomer has it, sends it around to Hubbard and up to Cherokee. Puck is dumped in. Hubbard's got it. And Bomer's back with it. Sends it around to Cones. Bomer chips it up and out of the zone. We've got Hubbard and Wolf out at D right now. Volkevich, Cherokee signs up front still.
We don't have trials.
Oh man, that was a nice tip. Just barely went over the net. Wolf sends it up to Cherokee. Cherokee's gonna dump it up, and that will go for icing. Nope, they call it off. We've got Albert and Wolf back at D right now. Myers, Russo. Albert with the puck, up to Myers. Offsides.
I don't think she's very corny. She's not. She's nuts. I don't care. Like, if that's what she wanted to do, I wouldn't be like,
All right, we've got
Yeah.
Bomer and Albert back at D, Myers at center, Russo and Luke's up front.
Real big now.
Bomer's back with it.
Yeah, it's almost like October.
Reverses to Albert. All right, Luce comes up with it. We got a 3-on-1 develop. Russo's got it. Can't really get the shot off. Hubbard's back with Bomer right now. Bomer tips it up. And out of the zone. Alright, Russo chips it up. That'll go for icing. Nope, they wave it off. Well, we've got Shines, Kloss, and Gentner up front. Wolf and Albert back at D.
There's one kid walking around doing
I saw that.
Hey, it wasn't my business.
You're gonna have
It was Daniel. So we have 3 Daniels on our team.
Alright.
Yeah, so I
We'll have offsetting minors there. We'll still be at 5-on-5. Signs will go to the box just for some shoving there in front of the goalie. Albert and Wolf are at D, Sorobi, Cones, and Gentner up front. Hubbard and Bomer at D, Luchansky, Myers, and Russo up front. And Bomer's going to go to the box for a hook. Looked like accidental, but still a penalty nonetheless. All right, we'll have Hubbard and Albert back at D, Myers and Russo up front. Russo's got it, and still loose. That goes in. Ref blew his whistle right as it was going in. They'll say no penalty there, or no goal. Let's see what they decide. I'm gonna say no goal. They called it a goal. I'm surprised.
You blew the whistle!
All right. That's shorthanded.
The whistle was blown!
Bomer will stay in the box here. So Toledo goes up 2-0. Yeah, that whistle was getting blown as the puck was crossing the line. So, all right, we're gonna play here. Still shorthanded. Russo over to Myers.
Oh! Come on, now. Right.
All right, Albert and Wolf still back at D. And Myers and Luke's up front. We got about 22 seconds left on Bomer's penalty. Signs is still in the box. He'll be able to come out once there's a whistle. All right, nice block there from Luke's. We're back to 5-on-5.
I think they did. I don't know.
And Russo comes in off the bench.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we should have Signs back, Bomer
I
back.
don't know what they did. But they definitely blew the whistle. And then it went in. And then
They never did put the second goal up on the scoreboard. I'm gonna leave it on mine now, but all right. Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Gentner, Signs, and Luke's up front. Luke's has it. He's got Gentner going in. Shot goes wide. Bomer goes back with it, sends it around the boards. And Luke's comes up with it. Wolf keeps it in.
No, Logan.
Nice stop there from Harris.
Yeah, down with the front foot.
All right, we've got Myers, Wokevich, and Cones up front. Albert and Wolf back at D. Bomer and Hubbard in at D. Myers, Wokevich. And Cones up front. Foot race. Bomer gets a little stick lift there. There we go. Just enough to stop that. Nice save from Harris too. Wolf come in at D. We've got Thorovy up front, Luchansky up front. All right, our second goal just got added to the score. Oh, that went in. Not through. All right, I was just saying our second goal got added to the scoreboard. Cleveland just scored, so that makes it 2-1. Albert and Wolf back at D. Russo, Thorovy, Luchansky up front. Puck comes down. Russo will be the first one there. We've got Albert and Hubbard in a D. Albert's going off, and Bomer comes on. We get a penalty. Looks like an elbow. So Russo's going to the box. Be on the penalty kill. We'll have Bomer and Hubbard, Gentner, and Lukes, it looks like. Nice block there from Lukes. Bomer takes it behind the net. And flips it up to Gentner.
I heard it.
But still loose. And Bomer clears it out.
What are you waiting for?
Oh, really?
Cleveland's still keeping it in our zone here. Next to Bomer. Banks it off the glass. Oh, nice save there from the defenseman, but puck comes out. Still getting it loose or getting it deep. All right. Goes deep. There's a nice kill by that unit there. Wolf comes in for Bomer. We got Myers and Lukes up front. We are now back to 5-on-5. Russo comes in. Hubbard's got it, flips it up, and all right. Got Lukes with it, Russo to his right, passes, shot off the outside post. All right, Wolf's got it, shot, tipped goes wide. Comes up to Albert. Keeps it in at the blue line. And we'll get a change of forwards here. Signs comes out. Thorovy comes out. Kevich comes out. That'll go for an ice. All right, we'll bring in Bomer and Hubbard at D. We'll keep Thorovy, Vukevich, and Signs. Kept in by Bomer at the blue line. Bomer has it again. Quick shot towards the net. Goes just wide. And we got just a couple seconds left here. Gets it back to Bomer. Comes out of the zone. And yeah. We got just a second left here. Drop the whistle or drop the puck and all right, end of the second period, Toledo up 2-1. All right, start of the third period. We'll have Luke Wolf, Jace Albert back at D, Cam Combs at wing, Brighton Russo at wing, and Colton Gentner at center. Wolf dumps it in.
It was good for the kids, but his son has twin boys. So, they took all the kids down to the basement, took pictures of them, talked to them. Great guys, all in all. They go there and stay, so it's really, really nice. So Billy knows. Billy's on there.
Puck's dumped in.
So we're there. And luckily, I guess, our friend
Gentner goes low to Cones. We got Luchansky out, Bomer, and Wolf back at D.
I like this.
Offside.
You know where we're at, right?
Oh my god.
Mom, Stevie's probably laughing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're probably right. But they were really good. Like, and our mommy got sick with cancer. Like, Jason was all over.
All right. Bomer and Hubbard at D. Lukes, Myers,
Like, every time Jason does an interview, he thinks a lot of
Luchansky up front.
Leonard was one, Stevie was one, and nobody took under. It's good.
Jason's the better of the two. I hate to say it.
But they are very good.
I'm saying that. Jason is the better.
All right, Luchansky has it.
Very respectful, very good with the
And
kids.
Roman covers.
A lot taller in person than on TV.
Yeah.
Even mom. And Jason's a lot thinner in person than he looks on TV.
What's up, Jimmy?
We'll have Signs at center.
Yeah, once we had our kids.
Kevich and Sorobi at wing.
Yeah.
Albert and Hubbard at D. That's going to go for icing.
We won't go for the game. So you become the hot Unless someone gives them a good offer, you know. But it'd be my watch, but I was cool. We don't know yet. We're gonna start going looking at
Kavich has it in the corner, gets it to Sorobi.
If we put them in a school that has like a middle school, they may be able to just get used to it. But if you go to school just high school,
Kavich has it down low, gets it up to Wolf.
we're gonna take them to like, if we have late gas like a football. Then we're gonna take them like a big ball.
Alright, Wolf's back with it, reverses to Albert,
There's options, sure.
up to Sorobi, and just dumps it down. We'll get an icing.
She's doing red. She's losing it.
I was like, you know what? She wants to see what they do.
Alright, Bomer and Hubbard in at D, Cones, Gentner, Russo up front. Bomer with it behind the net.
I woke up at 7. I never sleep past 7. And I thought he was at like 8, 8:30. It was after 9 o'clock. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's up so early. He does a hockey.
That's out of the zone.
And basically, when I was high school, like, out of my 3 kids, he's the only one that has had straight A's basically in his school. The girls, forget it. Forget it. But that kid, he does his homework and study hall. We'll wait till 7:30 to finish, and he, didn't finish it because of hockey.
Alright, Cones has it, it's in the zone. We got a whistle for something. I think a delayed penalty
I don't know if he's
against Cleveland.
Right.
It's gonna get ugly. So they call him down here, but they didn't call them down there.
Alright, we'll bring in Wolf and Hubbard, D, Gentner, Russo, and Cones up front.
Go, Paul. Go, Paulie!
Get a 2-on-1 develop. Nice save there from Harris. Alright, Gentner's got it down low. He's tries to get it through to Russo. Good shot, but Albert's got it. Back to Gentner. Albert's got it. He's going to skate. Albert tried the wraparound. Didn't work. Nice try though. And that's going to be a high stick. And we'll get a face-off down at our end. Alright, power play almost over. 12 seconds left in it. We'll bring in Bomer and Wolf back at D. We've got Signs, Myers, and Luke's up front.
Penalty box, yeah. 5 more seconds. Right there.
Bomer's got it.
Right there.
Oh, hits off the back of Myers' skate. Wolf's got it and gets up out of the zone. go for icing. Alright, we've got Hubbard and Albert back at D, Wilkevich, Cones, Luchansky up front. That was offsides. Fancy's got it. And dumped in. Cones has it. And goalie covers. Alright, we'll have Bomer and Wolf at D, Gentner at center, Russo and Lukes at wing. It's dumped out of the zone. And Gentner dumps it in. Bomer gets it up to Gentner. Oh, right out of his reach. Russo's there, though, on the backside. Gets a quick shot. Goes wide. That'll go for icing. Just hopped over Luke's stick, it looked like. Alright, we've got Albert and Hubbard at D. Signs, Wilkevich, Sorovi up front. Shot from the point. Harris makes the initial save, still loose. Now into the corner. Got Bomer and Wolf in at D.
Drive-bys, guys.
Alright, Signs will skate it in. He's got Sorovi to his left. Shot. Nice save there from the goalie. Wolf and Albert back at D. Clausen, Myers, Lukes up front. Myers banks it up to Luke's. Icing. All right, we'll bring in Bomer and Hubbard at D. Got Gentner, Luchansky, and Cones up front.
She made it all in the little cup. She showed us how
Cones
she
has it behind the net.
I told her, I said, hey, we should.
Shipped up to Bomer, comes out of the zone.
We have a bathroom in the basement.
Reverses up to Luchansky.
Because I was like, it's really quiet. And she's not like, what are you doing? She comes out with her pants off.
That's like Gilly when your body training boy, right? In the summer. So we were downtown Willoughby.
The Cones.
My husband took it to a tree. Yeah. And she was really got all back, but up until probably like 2 years ago, everything he had to do was go outside.
Bomer's got it. He's gonna skate it in, ships it towards the net, and
Only at home.
he'll go off for a change.
But even now, before we
Russo. Oh, that could have been a high stick. Russo got smoked in the head with a stick. There's a penalty. All right.
whatever.
Right, whatever.
Yeah, at this point.
All right. We'll go on the power play here. Taking the face off here. Russo and Luke's at wing. Wolf and Albert back at D. All right, Albert's got it. Sends it back into Signs. Signs off the post. Oh. Wolf keeps it in, gets it over to Luke's. Couldn't get a shot off. Kept in from Wolf. Puck's out of the zone. Luke's has it. He's got Russo wide. We'll get Bomer and Hubbard come in at D. Signs has it. Drops it to Russo. Down to Luke's. Weird bounce off the glass. Penalties coming to an end here in a second. Back to Hubbard.
Oh, shit.
Puck is cleared up. That'll go for icing. Alright, less than 3 minutes left to go in the game. Toledo up by 1 still. We got a timeout, it looks like, from Cleveland. Wolf and Albert back at D. Throvey, Myers, and Cones up front. Wolf's got it. And chipped up and out of the zone to Throvey and dumped in deep. Maybe off sides, it looks like. All right, we'll bring in Bomer and Hubbard at D. Gentner at center, Russo and Luke's at wing.
What are you doing? There's no time.
All right. We've got Cleveland's goalie going to the net. Nice save there from Bomer, kind of dove into the way and stopped that puck. Is that puck gonna go in? Is that gonna go in? Oh man, that's close. Stopped on the blue, or stopped on the goal line there from Cleveland, and that's offsides. That was about an inch away from being a goal.
Job, Schulte!
All right, Bomer and Hubbard back at D. Luchansky, Myers, and Signs up front. Puck is out of the zone. Cleveland still has an empty net, so they get the extra skater. Puck's tied up in the corner.
That's what they did last year, too.
Less than a minute to go here. Luchansky has it, sends it down. Signs chips it up the ice. Not going to be enough for icing. We'll get fresh legs out for D. We've got Albert and Wolf come in at D. We've got Gentner, Signs. Signs takes a quick shot. That goes in. That's a goal. All right. 3-1. 27 seconds left. All right, we'll have Gentner taking the face-off, Lukes and Russo at wing, Wolf and Albert back at D. That goes for icing. Albert's got it. He's going to just keep it behind the net. Nice final save there from Harris, and that's the game. Much better than earlier today. I think we'll see these guys again up in Grand Rapids in a couple weeks. All right, we'll see you guys later.